We continue the chapter Work, Energy and Power. The chapter Work, Energy and Power, and in this video we talk about the principle of conservation of mechanical energy. The topic is principle of conservation of mechanical energy. The topic is principle of conservation of mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So if only the conservative forces are doing work on a body, if only the conservative forces, if only the conservative forces are doing work if only the conservative forces are doing work on a body, then its total mechanical energy, then its total mechanical energy means kinetic energy plus potential energy remains constant. This is the principle of conservation of mechanical energy, that if only the conservative forces are acting on a body, if only the conservative forces are doing work on a body, then its total mechanical energy means kinetic energy and potential energy remains constant. So suppose a body undergoes a displacement. Suppose a body undergoes a displacement of delta x by applying the conservative force Fx. Suppose a body undergoes a displacement of delta x under the action of conservative force Fx. There is a displacement in a body by an amount delta x by applying a conservative force of Fx. Then from work energy theorem, its change in kinetic energy of the body means delta A is equals to Fx into dx. delta K equals to Fx into dx. Dx is the displacement, Fx is the force, and delta K is change in kinetic energy, and change in kinetic energy is equals to work done. Force into displacement equals to work done. So from the work energy theorem, we have derived the result that delta K equals to Fx into dx. And since the force is conservative, and then change in potential energy, and change in potential energy. Change in potential energy is given by delta Q, and delta U equals to minus of Fx dx. This result also we have derived that change in potential energy, when conservative force acts on a body, then change in potential energy delta U is given by minus Fx into dx. Now adding first and second, so we get delta K plus delta U equals to Fx dx and minus Fx dx. So delta K plus delta U equals to 0, and which is constant. So it means the change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy remains constant. The sum of the change in potential energy and kinetic energy remains constant. If kinetic energy increases, then potential energy decreases, and if kinetic energy decreases, then potential energy increases, but total change in kinetic energy and potential energy, means change in mechanical energy, always remains constant. So this is about the principle of conservation of mechanical energy. Delta K means kinetic energy, delta U means potential energy. So kinetic energy plus potential energy, the sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy means mechanical energy remains constant. Now the next topic is conservation of mechanical energy in a free fall. Conservation of mechanical energy in a free fall. In the case of free fall, we discuss the conservation of mechanical energy. Suppose a body is dropped from a certain height h. A body is dropped from the certain height h. This is the position A at the height h. There is another position B, and this is the position of a body and when the body is at the ground. So we have taken three positions. A body falls down freely from a point A. So at point A, when the body is fall and when the body is dropped, its velocity is 0. Initial velocity at point A is 0. Because when a body is dropped, then its initial velocity is 0. Suppose at point B, its velocity is v. When the body reaches to the point B, it acquires a velocity v. And when the body reaches at point C, it acquires a velocity v dash. And from A to B, suppose body covers a distance x. AB distance is x. So in reaching from A to B, body covers a distance x, then the distance BC will be h minus x. Distance BC is given by h minus x. In this derivation, we observe that at point A, the total energy, total mechanical energy means kinetic energy plus potential energy, and at point B and at point C, at all these 3 points, the mechanical energy is constant. This we have to prove that the mechanical energy means total kinetic energy and potential energy at all these 3 points remains constant. So firstly we talk about at point A. At point A. At point A, the kinetic energy of the body is 0. Kinetic energy is 0 because body is at rest. At point A, the body is at rest, therefore its kinetic energy 0, because the formula for kinetic energy is half mv square, and if the body is at rest means velocity is 0, so kinetic energy is 0. Now at point A, the potential energy is equals to mgh. H is the height from the ground. The body is situated at the height h from the ground, so its potential energy is mgh. Now total energy is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So total energy is equals to kinetic energy 0 and potential energy is mgh. So we get the result that at point A, the total energy is mgh. At point A, the body has total energy mgh. Total energy means mechanical energy. Mechanical energy means kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now at point B. At point B. So at point B, the body acquires a velocity v. So we calculate the value of velocity v, and we use the formula v square minus u square equals to 2gh. H is the distance covered, and in going from A to B, the distance covered is x. So v square minus u square equals to 2gx. And since initial velocity at point A is 0, so v square minus 0 square equals to 2gx. and we calculate the value of V square. So V square equals to 2gx. Now the value of kinetic energy at point B. So kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. So 1 by 2 m, and the value of V square is 2gx. So we get the value of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equals to mgx. At point B, the kinetic energy is mgx. Now at point B, we find the potential energy. So potential energy is equals to mg, and the distance of the body from the ground. So C point is at the ground, and the distance of point B from the ground is h minus x. So mg into h minus x, and remove the bracket, so we get mgh minus mgx. So this is the potential energy at point B, and at point B the total energy is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy, and the value of kinetic energy is mgx, and potential energy we have calculated mgh minus mgx. So the total energy we get mgh. At point B, the total energy of the body means the mechanical energy is mgh. At point A, the mechanical energy was mgh. At point B, again the mechanical energy is mgh. Now we talk about at point C. So at point C, we calculate the value of velocity at point C, because when the body reaches at point C, it has the maximum velocity, and we have supposed the velocity is v dash. So again we use the formula final velocity square minus initial velocity square equals to 2g, and the distance covered in going from A to C is h. Initial velocity is 0, so v dash square equals to 2gh. And now kinetic energy at point C, the formula is half mv square, and velocity at point C we have supposed v dash, so half mv dash square, and kinetic energy equals to half m. The value of v dash square is 2gh. So it gives kinetic energy at point C hmgh, and at point C the potential energy of the body is 0. Potential energy at C equals to 0, because the height from the ground is 0, h is 0. So total energy is again equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy plus potential energy, and kinetic energy is mgh and potential energy is 0. So we observe that at all these 3 points, at point A, B and C, the total energy is constant. The total energy is mgh, which is constant at all these 3 points. Now we see the graph between energy and the height. This is height axis, and this is the energy axis. So when the height is 0, the potential energy is 0. As the height increases, the potential energy, the energy of the body also increases. So this is the graph of potential energy. And about kinetic energy, where the potential energy is maximum, the kinetic energy is 0. At point A, the kinetic energy was 0, but potential energy was maximum. So this is the graph of kinetic energy. At this point, height is 0, but the energy is, height is 0 and energy is also 0, and as the height decreases, as the height increases, here the potential energy is 0, and where the potential energy is 0, then at that point kinetic energy is maximum. So where the potential energy is minimum, the potential energy is minimum at point C, and kinetic energy is maximum at point C. So at point C, this is the graph, at point this, the potential energy is minimum, but kinetic energy is maximum. And where the potential energy is maximum, the value of kinetic energy is 0. Where the potential energy is maximum, the value of kinetic energy is 0. Where the potential energy is 0, the value of kinetic energy is maximum, but the total energy, this is the graph of total energy. Total energy always remains constant. So at the point where potential energy is 0, the value of kinetic energy is maximum. Where the value of potential energy is maximum, then at that point kinetic energy is minimum, 0. But total energy at all these points remains constant. So this is about conservation of mechanical energy in a free fall. At every point there is a change in kinetic energy and potential energy, but total energy remains always constant. This is about conservation of mechanical energy. Now we discuss the numericals based on these concepts. The first question is, calculate the velocity of the ball of a simple pendulum. Calculate the question number first. Calculate the velocity calculate the velocity of the bob of a simple pendulum. Calculate the velocity of the bob of a simple pendulum at its mean position. At its mean position. Velocity of the bob of a simple pendulum at its mean position if it is able to rise. If it is able to rise to a height of 10 meter. If it is able to rise to a height of 10 meter and take the value of G equals to 9.8. G equals to 9.8 meter per second square. So the simple pendulum attains the vertical height of 10 meter and we have to find the velocity of the bob at the mean position. So we use the concept of conservation of energy. So we use the concept of conservation of energy. This is the mean position. Pendulum is at mean position. And suppose this is the extreme position of the pendulum. And the vertical height attained by the pendulum is 10 meter. Vertical height attained by the pendulum is 10 meter. And this was the mean position. And this is the extreme position. So at extreme position, since it has height, but the pendulum is, the bob is momentarily at rest. At the extreme position, it is momentarily at rest because its velocity becomes 0 at the extreme position. Then the body again comes towards the mean position. So at extreme position, it has potential energy, and at the mean position, since height is 0, at mean position there is no height, body doesn't cover the height, therefore its potential energy at mean position is 0. Means at mean position it has only kinetic energy, and at extreme position it has only potential energy. So we use the concept of conservation of energy. So from the conservation of energy, from the conservation of energy, kinetic energy at the mean position, kinetic energy at the mean position is equals to potential energy at the extreme position. The formula for kinetic energy, half mv square, and potential energy 1 mgh. So kinetic energy half mv square and potential energy mgh. Mass of the body is constant, so at both the places its mass remains same, m gets cancelled, and by cross multiply v square equals to 2gh and v equals to under root of 2gh. We put the value of g and h, 2 into 9.8 into height we have given 10, so 20 into 9.8, which is 196, and the square root of 196 is 13. So we get the value of velocity. Calculate the velocity of the bob at the mean position. V is the velocity of the bob at the mean position. The height is 10 meter. The height is given 10 meter. So the velocity at the mean position is 13 meter per second. The square root of 196. Square root of 196. 114. 14 meter per second. This is the velocity of the body, velocity of the bob at the mean position.